Hello Nippies, welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, hi, hello, I'm Nips, and today we're going to be working on a piece that I did pretty much a year ago at this point. I still have the VODs laying there, so I figured that we might as well go ahead and use them. This piece was for something called MerMay, and for those of you that don't know what that is a little event that artists like to do every year in May, and they draw mermaids for every day of the month. And so the name MerMay is born. I usually don't really take part. Sometimes I'll just draw a couple mermaids, like, you know, not every single day, but I'll draw a couple. And last year I was just really inspired to do, I think I did like 5 of them or something. And it was just really fun because, as you can see, I'm using the iPad and I am working on a program called Procreate. And the iPad has been one of my favorite purchases of all time. I absolutely love the versatility of the tablet. I absolutely love like the portability, the quality. Procreate is just an amazing program. I just love everything about it. I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but when I work on my Cintiq, like on the computer, I feel like everything just needs to be super refined. I don't know if I've just conditioned myself to think that, but once I'm on the iPad, I feel more loose. Like I feel less pressure to be more finished and polished. And so when I did these, I think these are some of my best sketches. I'm just so proud of these drawings. I'll go ahead and I'll put the other ones down below if I've posted the speed paints. I'm pretty sure I've posted the octopus one. I definitely have a lot of the mermaid drawings posted on Twitter, so I can link those as well. This one happens to be a stingray one. So just like a bunch of like sea creatures and tried turning them into like mermaid girls and men. And I really wanted to do like a stingray, and mind you, a lot of these drawings are very like stream of consciousness. I just kind of have a concept and then I'll just go with kind of whatever gets put on the paper. And I just decided that it would be really fun to give it this creepy, like eerie vibe deep down in the trenches, like stingray type thing with all the hooks in her back, or their back, I guess. I really wanted to exaggerate the back a lot, and I really wanted to stretch the skin out on the hooks. I think at this point in Procreate, they do not have gradient maps yet. So the one thing I do love about Procreate, if you've never used it or know what it is, it's just art program on the iPad, and they continue to improve it. It did not have gradient maps at this time, and gradient maps is something that I use to help me with color picking and kind of coming up with new palettes. And it's one of my weaknesses in my art. So gradient maps are kind of like a handicap that help me see new colors, because I feel like I tunnel vision a lot, and so it's super hard for me to like see my drawings in another color palette, if that makes any sense. And I know there's a lot of layer properties that you can do to kind of mess with the colors, but there's nothing quite like gradient maps. So if you don't really know what that is, you can create a gradient of any colors that you like, and based on the values, I think is how it works, it will put the colors that you picked in those values, is from what I know. I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't. I think that's how it works. So for this piece and for all the other pieces, I tried my best to get out of my comfort zone with the colors and the color picking. Now that I'm looking at this, I feel like it could have been much better, but I'm still pretty proud of how it came out. Like I really wanted this like ethereal, like deep blue sea like glowing on their skin, but like eerie, you know, with like the orange glowing eyes. And I don't know, I'm looking at this and this drawing is so old, it's actually giving me nostalgia as I'm filming these. For those of you that don't know, I actually like improv these. I tried making scripts and I just can't do it. I sound so forced and it's just weird. So when I do these voiceovers, I do it in one take from beginning to end and I just talk. My editor is a godsend because they definitely know how to rearrange what I'm saying in my rambling to make me sound less unhinged, okay? So as I'm watching this, I'm just kind of diving, no pun intended, into nostalgia. I did this so long ago that this is making me want to use the iPad. I can't explain to you the vibe that I had when drawing these mermaid pieces. And I'm pretty sure those of you that were there and those of you that have seen these drawings, I feel like you'll know what I mean when I say like, I kind of popped off. Like, I don't know what I was on those couple days, but I want whatever I was on those couple days. Like, I definitely did something. I felt really free when working on these drawings. I feel like I'm just chasing that permanently, that feeling. Here we have a background crisis. So for this drawing, I tried to change up like the shading a bit. I am using kind of textured brushes. It's one of my favorite things to do on Procreate. A lot of the times I do not use like straight, very polished, untextured brushes. I tend to go for the most like paintery ones. And so for this one, I tried to go a little bit extra into the paintery section. So on the hair, you'll see that it's all kind of like scratchy and not very polished at all. But I wanted to experiment with that because I was trying to give it a polished look initially, and it just kind of didn't work with the vibe of the drawing. When I went into the background, I really tried to come up with something, A, that I could draw because I'm not good at backgrounds. 2, my color picking, like I said, not good. So you know how sometimes backgrounds, especially really good background artists, will know how to shape out, I don't know that I would call them illusions, but they're just so good at shapes that they know where to put the most minimal amount of color in the exact color that they need to depict a certain shape and object, and you know exactly what it is too, and they just do it with like a couple strokes. I think that is I respect it so much. Like, I am so impressed every time I see it. I'm not at that level yet, and so in my mind, that's the type of skill that I wanted to have when I was working on this background, because I feel like the deep sea is like the perfect place to put that kind of coloring technique. Here I've just been struggling with the centering of this piece because the background, the hooks were drawn so that they come specifically from the middle of the piece. However, the Stingray body is kind of leaning more towards the right and it's not like centered at all. And so I was kind of struggling trying to find a way to make it look centered without having to change much, because the balance of the picture was just so completely off. So you'll see me just erase and put. It was also a mixture of me not knowing what I wanted to do with the background. It was like, should I just make it a gradient? Should I actually add stuff in the back? Should I just make the hooks glow and then blur everything else? So you'll just see me kind of struggle with this. Not only that, but I'm someone who doesn't almost ever use textured brushes. I only really use them when I'm on the iPad. It was only until recently that I've started kind of branching out on my computer, but in general, I'm not someone who gravitates towards textured brushes. So here you'll see me kind of playing with the colors and just the general feel of the whole piece, drawing on top of the lines. And I think something about this, I think it's something that I always talk about, is how I can ruin my line art. Like, this was one of the pieces where the lines, I was very, very proud of the lines. And usually it tends to be that way. I feel like that's what I enjoy doing the most. Like, the lines are so fun. Well, it goes between lines and colors, because I really do like colors a lot too, but it depends what the style of the drawing is. But in this one, I really did enjoy drawing the lines a lot. And the more texture and the more stuff I added, I remember when I originally posted this on my original account, I posted the lines as well, because at the end, it's not that the drawing looked bad, but I definitely ruined a bit of the charm that the lines had. If I painted this piece now, I feel like it would be kind of different. Maybe the vibe would even be different. I don't even know if I'd use the same colors. It'd be actually kind of interesting. Am I just convincing myself to actually repaint this? Because I like the lines. Oh my God, and before it comes out worse, no, I can't do that. I can't do that. My mental is fragile. I'm so fragile, I can't do that. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked the piece. I will link all the pieces down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of the video. Follow me on socials, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. Join the Nippy family. Like, subscribe if you liked this kind of content. Let me know what you guys want to see down below. And I will see you guys next video. Bye.